Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great weekend, of course. And welcome to this new video on Bitcoin. We'll talk about Bitcoin today, but most importantly, or at least I think that's more important, we'll talk about Bitcoin next week. This is not Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart, which we'll talk about a little bit later as well when it comes to altcoins. And I do think that there's some valuable things and just in general some crucial data that you need to know regarding the dominance here. But we'll focus on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin so far has held up relatively well. Our main resistance level, as I've said in my last videos as well, is 102.5. That's the main, more specifically, it's like 102.350. Like that's the main level to break. And what you can see right now is that, yes, we found strong resistance there on Thursday, but also on Saturday. We rejected, and for Bitcoin that really did not mean much, but because of the Bitcoin dominance for some altcoins that was quite tough, as some of you might have seen. But Bitcoin has actually held up surprisingly well. Now usually when there's some sort of a balance at a level that close to such a strong resistance level, that's a super good sign, right? Because that means that buyers and sellers have kind of seen this price as a fair price. We've been at this price right now for 5 days almost. So that means something. The one thing that I like a little bit less, and that in combination with some news that we have this week, does make me a little bit cautious, because overall, if I just technically look at the price for Bitcoin here, I would say that, you know, maybe we'll have one more drop into the trend band here, but we're going to break out and we're going for new all-time highs. That's what I would say technically. Now, because of the fundamentals, though, and they're fundamentals technicals, right? They're kind of in the gray zone. Because the thing is that yes, we have found some sort of balance on top of this level since Wednesday, but the volume since Wednesday has been dropping down, right? So can we really trust this balance? The volume last week on Tuesday, on Monday was very high because of that bearish momentum, of course. But since then, you can very clearly see that. Like this was the 10th. The 10th was Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, it was Tuesday. Since then, volume has been dropping down. And if the volume is low during some sort of a balance like this, it is always less trustworthy. And at the same point of time, what we also saw is that there was a lot of leverage coming in. And that is, again, the case earlier today, which I also don't like. Very often when you see that, it gets flushed, all right? So overall, I do think when we take a look at the chart right here, and I already showed you that on the higher time frames in the last couple of days, I do think if you take a look at this chart that it is very bullish, right? And I think the weekly time frame here also looks great. If we are able to manage to break above 99,000 at least, but I do think that that's most likely. So ultimately, I do expect a breakout, but because of the low volume environment in which we got this balance, and because of the news next week, because next week, Wednesday, we have the FOMC, aka Federal Reserve interest rate decision and press conference. And then on Friday, we have the PCE price index, which is basically an inflation rate data statistics. So overall, I do expect a breakout. But honestly, at this point of time, I would say it's most likely that at least in the next 24 hours, we will have one more drop down into this level right here around 99 and 98,500. I think we'll be able to hold that, all right? I think the weekly time frame will be defended, that we'll be able to hold this level, and that we can break out later. So that might be later tomorrow, might also be after the FOMC on Wednesday, all right? That I'll keep you updated on, but this is what I think is most likely. And for altcoins, what matters most is the Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance right now is at a resistance level, so that's bullish. I do think that it's a possibility that we'll still go one level higher, right? So I would not go all in on the altcoins yet. It's been quite strong in the last couple of days. So for now, as long as we are above this level here at like 56.5%, as long as we're above that, I still think we're going higher. If we drop down below that, I think it's fair to say you can go risk on altcoins. But those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know for now. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.